Right sign copyright 2004 to 2007 AB. All rights reserved. 4.7.6. How to log on and log off. Logout procedure. The procedure details how to log off the system. Login procedure. The procedure details how to log on to the controller, using the user authorization system, UAS. UAS can limit the available functions for users. After a log off, the login window automatically appears. N0400000947. Handling users and authorization levels. Read more on how to add users or set the authorization in Operating Manual Robot Studio Online. How to edit what views or functions are hidden for certain users is described in defining a view to be shown at operating mode change on page 311. Action. 1. Tap log off on the app menu. 2. Tap yes on the log off question. Action info. 1. Tap on the user menu to choose user. If you tap default user, no password is required, and you are logged on automatically. If the user you have chosen has a password, you must use the soft keyboard to enter password. 2. Tap ABC to display the soft keyboard. After entering the password, tap OK. 3. Tap login. 5. Jogging. 5.1. Introduction to jogging. 3 hack 16590-1 revision J107. Copyright sign copyright 2004 to 2007 AB. All rights reserved. 5. Jogging 5.1. Introduction to jogging. What is jogging? To jog is to manually position or move robots or external axes using the flex pendant joystick. When can I jog? You jog in manual mode. Jogging is possible regardless of what view is displayed on the flex pendant. However, you cannot jog during program execution. About motion modes and robots. The selected motion mode and / or coordinate system determines the way the robot moves. In linear motion mode, the tool center point moves along straight lines in space. In a move from point A to point fashion, the tool center point moves in the direction of the selected coordinate system's axes. Axis by axis mode moves one robot axis at a time. It is then hard to predict how the tool center point moves. About motion modes and additional axes. Additional axes can only be jogged axis by axis. An additional axis can either be designed for some kind of linear motion or for rotational angular motion. Linear motion is used in conveyors. Rotational motion in many kinds of workpiece handlers. Additional axes are not affected by the selected coordinate system. About coordinate systems. Positioning a pin in a hole with a gripper tool can be performed very easily in the tool coordinate system, if one of the coordinates in that system is parallel to the hole. Performing the same task in the base coordinate system may require jogging in both x, y, and z coordinates, making precision much more difficult. To select the proper coordinate systems to jog in will make jogging easier, but there are no simple or single answers to which coordinate system to choose. A certain coordinate system will make it possible to move the tool center point to the target position with fewer joystick moves than another. Conditions such as space limitations, obstacles, or the physical size of a work object or tool will also guide you to the proper judgment. Read more about coordinate systems in section What is a coordinate system? On page 333. 5. Jogging 5.2.1. Restrictions to jogging. 108 3 hack 16590-1 revision J. Copyright sign copyright 2004 to 2007 AB. All rights reserved. 5.2 Jogging concept. 5.2.1. Restrictions to jogging. Jog additional axes. Additional axes can only be jogged axis by axis. Please see Application Manual Additional Axes and Standalone Controller. Jog mechanical units that are not calibrated. If the mechanical unit is not calibrated, the text unit not calibrated will be displayed in the position area of the jogging window. An uncalibrated mechanical unit can be jogged axis by axis and linearly. Its working range will not be checked. When the robot is not calibrated, incremental movement is restricted to 1 step per joystick deflection. A calibrated robot performs 10 steps/sec when deflecting the joystick. Caution. Mechanical units whose working range is not controlled by the robot system can be moved to dangerous positions. Mechanical stops should be used and configured to avoid danger to equipment or personnel. Jog robot axes in independent mode. It is not possible to jog axes in independent mode. You need to return the axes to normal mode in order to jog. Please see Application Manual Motion Functions and Events for details. Jog while using World Zones. With the option World Zones installed, defined zones will restrict motion while you jog. Please see Application Manual Motion Functions and Events for details. Jog with axis loads not set. If equipment is mounted on any of the robot axes, then axis loads must be set. Otherwise, overload errors might occur when jogging. How to set axis loads are described in the product manuals delivered with your robot. Jog with tool or payload weights not set. If the weight of tools and payloads is not set, then overload errors might occur when jogging. Loads for additional axes controlled by specific software dynamic models can only be set in programming. 5. Jogging. 5.2.2. Coordinated jogging. 3 Hack 16590-1 revision, J109. Copyright sign copyright 2004 to 2007 AB, all rights reserved. 5.2.2. Coordinated jogging, coordination. A robot that is coordinated to a work object will follow the movements of that work object. Coordinated jogging. If the mechanical unit moving the work object is jogged, any robot that is currently coordinated with the work object will move so that it maintains its relative position to the work object. Set up coordination. Coordinating robots. Coordinating robots. So that when jogging one robot another robot will follow. Requires the option multi-move. See application manual multi-move. Action info. 1. Select the robot that is to be coordinated to another mechanical unit. See selecting mechanical unit on page 110. 2. Set coordinate system to work object. See jog and work object coordinates on page 121. 3. Set work object to the work object moved by the other mechanical unit. See selecting tool, work object, and payload on page 114. 4. Select the mechanical unit that moves the work object. Any jogging, while this mechanical unit is selected, will also affect the robot that is coordinated with it. 5. Jogging 5.3.1. Selecting mechanical unit. 110 3 Hack 16590-1 revision, J. Copyright sign copyright 2004 to 2007 AB, all rights reserved. 5.3 Basic settings for jogging. 5.3.1. Selecting mechanical unit. Examples of use. Your robot system may consist of more than a single robot. There can also be other mechanical units, such as workpiece handlers or additional axes mounted on the robot that can also be jogged. If your system only has a single robot without additional axes, then you do not need to select mechanical unit. Identifying mechanical units. Each mechanical unit that can be jogged is represented in the mechanical units list. The name of the unit is defined in the system configuration. Each unit also has a symbol that is used in the status bar. See section status bar on page 97. Please consult your plant or cell documentation to see which mechanical units are available in your robot system. Selecting mechanical unit. This procedure describes how to select a mechanical unit to jog. Tip. Use the quick set menu to switch between mechanical units faster. Action. 1. On the app menu, tap jogging. 2. Tap mechanical unit. N0400000653. A list of available mechanical units is displayed. 3. Tap the mechanical unit to be jogged, and then tap OK. The selected mechanical unit is used until you choose another unit, even if you close the jogging window. Continues on next page. 5. Jogging. 5.3.1. Selecting mechanical unit. 3 Hack 16590-1 revision, J111. Copyright sign copyright 2004 to 2007 AB, all rights reserved. How jogging properties apply. Any changes you make to jogging properties only affects the currently selected mechanical unit. All jogging properties are saved and restored when you return to jog that mechanical unit. Related information. Mechanical units can be activated or deactivated using the activate function in the jogging menu. See section activating mechanical units on page 208. Continued 5 Jogging 5.3.2. Selecting motion mode. 112 3 Hack 16590-1 revision, J. Copyright sign copyright 2004 to 2007 AB, all rights reserved. 5.3.2. Selecting motion mode. Overview. The joystick directions area shows how joystick axes correspond to the selected coordinate system's axes. Caution. The directions properties is not intended to show the direction in which the mechanical unit will move. Always try jogging with small joystick movements so that you learn the true directions of the mechanical unit. Selecting motion mode. This procedure describes how to select motion mode, joystick directions. The significance of the joystick directions depends on what motion mode has been selected. The following are available. Action info. 1. Tap AB, then jogging. 2. Tap motion mode. 3. Tap on the mode you want and then tap OK. The significance of the joystick directions are shown in joystick direction after making the selection. Motion mode illustration joystick description linear, N0400001131. Linear mode is described in section setting the tool orientation on page 115. Axis 1 to 3 default for robots, N0300000536. Axis 1 to 3 mode is described in section Jog Axis by axis on page 116. Axis 4 to 6, N0300000537. Axis 4 to 6 mode is described in section Jog Axis by axis on page 116. Continues on next page. 5 Jogging. 5.3.2. Selecting motion mode. 3 Hack 16590-1 revision, J113. Copyright sign copyright 2004 to 2007 AB, all rights reserved. Default settings. The linear and reorientation motion modes have default settings for coordinate systems, valid per mechanical unit. These are always set after a restart. If you change the coordinate system for one of these motion modes, the change will be remembered until the next restart. Warm start, reorient, N0400001131. Reorient mode is described in section setting the tool orientation on page 115. Motion mode illustration joystick description. Motion mode default coordinate system, linear base coordinate system, reorientation tool coordinate system. Continued 5 jogging 5.3.3, selecting tool, work object, and payload. 114 3 hack 16590-1 revision, J. Copyright sign copyright 2004 to 2007 AB, all rights reserved. 5.3.3, selecting tool, work object, and payload. Overview. It is always important to choose the proper tool, work object, or payload. It is absolutely vital when you create a program by jogging to the target positions. Failing to do so will most likely result in overload errors and / or incorrect positioning either when you jog or when you run the program in production. Selecting tool, work object, and payload. Action. 1. On the app menu, choose jogging to view jogging properties. 2. Tap tool, work object, or payload to display the lists of available tools, work objects or payloads. 3. Tap the tool, work object, or payload of choice followed by OK. 5 jogging. 5.3.4, setting the tool orientation. 3 hack 16590-1 revision, J115. Copyright sign copyright 2004 to 2007 AB, all rights reserved. 5.3.4, setting the tool orientation. Examples of use. Tools for arc welding. Grinding and dispensing must be oriented in a particular angle to the workpiece to obtain the best result. You also need to set up the angle for drilling, milling or sawing. In most cases you set the tool orientation when you have jogged the tool center point to a specific position, such as the starting point for a tool operation. After you have set the tool orientation you continue to jog in linear motion to complete the path and the supposed operation. Definition of tool orientation. The tool orientation is relative to the currently selected coordinate system. From a user perspective, however, this is not noticeable. Setting the tool orientation. Tip. Use the quick set menu to select jogging mode faster. Action. 1. On the app menu, tap jogging. 2. Tap motion mode. Then tap reorient followed by OK. 3. If not already selected, select the proper tool by following the procedure in selecting tool, work object, and payload on page 114. 4. Press and hold the enabling device to activate the mechanical unit's motors. Move the joystick and the tool's orientation changes. 5 jogging 5.3.5, jog axis by axis. 116 3 hack 16590-1 revision, J. Copyright sign copyright 2004 to 2007 AB, all rights reserved. 5.3.5, jog axis by axis. Examples of use. Use axis by axis jogging when you need to move the mechanical unit out of a hazardous position. Move robot axes out of singularities. Position axes for fine calibration. How to determine which axis will be moved. Start jogging. This is how you get started. Caution. The orientation of any mounted tool will be affected by this procedure, if the resulting orientation is important. Perform the procedure described in setting the tool orientation on page 115 when finished. If you want to move, then tap for joystick directions, axis 1, 2 or 3, N0300000534, N0300000536, axis 4, 5 or 6, N0300000535, N0300000537. Action. 1. On the app menu, tap jogging to view jogging properties. 2. Tap motion mode. Then select axes 1 to 3 or 4 to 6. 3. Tap OK to complete. 4. How to use the joystick when jogging axis by axis is displayed in the joystick directions area. See also illustration of axes and joystick directions on page 117. 5. Press the enabling device and start jogging. Continues on next page. 5 jogging. 5.3.5. Jog axis by axis. 3 hack 16590-1 revision, J117. Copyright sign copyright 2004 to 2007 AB, all rights reserved. Illustration of axes and joystick directions. The regular 6 axes of a generic manipulator may be jogged manually using the 3 dimensions of the joystick as specified below. Please check your plant or cell documentation to determine the physical orientation of any additional axes. The illustration shows the movement patterns of each of the manipulator axes. XX0300000520. Continued 5 jogging 5.3.6. Jog in base coordinates. 118 3 hack 16590-1 revision, J. Copyright signed copyright 2004 to 2007 AB. All rights reserved. 5.3.6. Jog and base coordinates. Base coordinates definition. XX0300000495. Jog and base coordinates. Tip. Use the quickset menu to select jogging mode faster. Default settings. For each mechanical unit, the system will by default use the base coordinate system for the linear motion mode. If you change coordinate system in the jogging properties, this will automatically be reset to the base coordinate system for linear motion mode after a restart. Action. 1. On the app menu, tap jogging to view jogging properties. 2. Tap motion mode. Then tap linear followed by OK. You don't need to perform this step if you previously selected linear motion. 3. Tap coordinate system. Then tap base followed by OK. 4. Press and hold the enabling device to activate the manipulator's motors. 5. Move the joystick and the mechanical unit moves along. 5. Jogging. 5.3.7. Jog in world coordinates. 3 hack 16,590-1 revision. J119. Copyright signed copyright 2004 to 2007 AB. All rights reserved. 5.3.7. Jog in world coordinates. Examples of use. For example, you have 2 robots. One floor mounted and one inverted. The base coordinate system for the inverted robot would be upside down. If you jog in the base coordinate system for the inverted robot, movements will be very difficult to predict. Choose the shared world coordinate system instead. World coordinates definition. N0300000496. Jog in world coordinates. A base coordinate system. B world coordinate system. C base coordinate system. Action. 1. On the app menu, tap jogging to view jogging properties. 2. Tap motion mode. Then tap linear followed by OK. You don't need to perform this step if you previously selected linear motion. Continues on next page. 5. Jogging 5.3.7. Jog in world coordinates. 123 hack 16,590-1 revision. J. Copyright signed copyright 2004 to 2007 AB. All rights reserved. Tip. Use the quickset menu to select jogging mode faster. 3. Tap coordinate system. Then tap world followed by OK. 4. Press and hold the enabling device to activate the manipulator's motors. 5. Move the joystick and the mechanical unit moves along. Action. Continued. 5. Jogging. 5.3.8. Jog in work object coordinates. 3 hack 16,590-1 revision. J121. Copyright signed copyright 2004 to 2007 AB. All rights reserved. 5.3.8. Jog in work object coordinates. Examples of use. For example, you are determining the positions of a number of holes to be drilled along the edge of the work object. You are creating a weld between 2 walls in a box. Work object coordinates definition. N0300000498. Jog in work object coordinates. Tip. Use the quickset menu to select jogging mode faster. A user coordinate system. B world frame. C work object coordinate system. D work object coordinate system. Action. 1. On the app menu, tap jogging to view jogging properties. 2. Tap motion mode. Then tap linear followed by OK. This is not required if you previously selected linear motion. 3. Tap work object to select work object. 4. Tap coordinate system. Then tap work object followed by OK. 5. Press and hold the enabling device to activate the manipulator's motors. 6. Move the joystick and the mechanical unit moves along. 5. Jogging 5.3.9. Jog in tool coordinates. 122 3 hack 16,590-1 revision. J. Copyright signed copyright 2004 to 2007 AB. All rights reserved. 5.3.9. Jog in tool coordinates. Examples of use. Use the tool coordinate system when you need to program or adjust operations for threading, drilling, milling or sawing. Tool coordinates definition. The tool coordinate system has its 0 position at the center point of the tool. It thereby defines the position and orientation of the tool. The tool coordinate system is often abbreviated TC, tool center point frame, and the center of the tool coordinate system is abbreviated TCP, tool center point. When jogging a robot, the tool coordinate system is useful when you don't want to change the orientation of the tool during the movement. For instance, moving a saw blade without bending it. N0300000497. Jog in tool coordinates. Action. 1. On the app menu, tap jogging to view jogging properties. 2. Tap motion mode. Then tap linear followed by OK. You do not need to perform this step if you previously selected linear motion. 3. Select the proper tool, and if using a stationary tool, the proper work object by following the procedure in selecting tool, work object, and payload on page 114. You do not need to perform this step if you previously selected the tool and / or work object. 4. Tap coordinate system. Then tap tool followed by OK. 5. Press and hold the enabling device to activate the mechanical unit's motors. 6. Move the joystick and the mechanical unit moves along. Continues on next page. 5 jogging. 5.3.9. Jog and tool coordinates. 3 hack 16,590-1 revision. J123. Copyright sign copyright 2004 to 2007 AB. All rights reserved. Tip. Use the quickset menu to select jogging mode faster. Jog with a stationary tool. If your robot system uses stationary tools, you must select both the proper tool and the proper work object held by the robot to jog in tool coordinates. The tool coordinate system is defined by the position and orientation of the stationary tool and is fixed in space. To perform the intended operations, you move the work object. This way positions can be expressed in the tool coordinate system. Default settings. For each mechanical unit, the system will by default use the tool coordinate system for the reorientation motion mode. If you change coordinate system in the jogging properties, this will automatically be reset to the tool coordinate system for reorientation motion mode after a restart. Continued 5 jogging 5.3.10. Locking the joystick in specific directions. 124 3 hack 16,590-1 revision. J. Copyright sign copyright 2004 to 2007 AB. All rights reserved. 5.3.10. Locking the joystick in specific directions. Overview. The joystick can be locked in specific directions to prevent movement for one or more axes. This may be useful, for instance, while fine-tuning positions or when programming operations that should only be performed in the direction of a specific coordinate system axis. Note that the axes lock depends on the currently selected motion mode. Which axes are locked? This section describes how to see which joystick directions are locked. Locking the joystick in specific directions. This section describes how to lock the joystick in specific directions. Action. 1. On the app menu, tap jogging to view jogging properties. 2. Tap joystick lock to check the joystick properties, or check the joystick directions area properties in the right-hand corner of the window. A padlock symbol is displayed for locked axes. Action. 1. In the app menu, tap jogging. 2. Tap joystick lock. And 0300004883. Tap the joystick axis or axes that should be locked. The axis toggles between locked and unlocked each time you tap. 4. Tap OK to lock. Continues on next page. 5 jogging. 5.3.10. Locking the joystick in specific directions. 3 hack 16,590-1 revision. J125. Copyright sign copyright 2004 to 2007 AB. All rights reserved. Unlocking all axes. This section describes how to unlock all axes from the joystick directions lock. Action. 1. In the app menu, tap jogging. 2. Tap joystick lock. 3. Tap none. Then tap OK. Continued 5 jogging 5.3.11. Incremental movement for precise positioning. 126 3 hack 16,590-1 revision. J. Copyright sign copyright 2004 to 2007 AB. All rights reserved. 5.3.11. Incremental movement for precise positioning. Incremental movement. Use incremental movement to jog the robot in small steps, which enables very precise positioning. This means that each time the joystick is deflected, the robot moves one step increment. If the joystick is deflected for 1 or more seconds, a sequence of steps, at a rate of 10 steps per second, will be performed as long as the joystick is deflected. Default mode is no increment. Then the robot moves continuously when the joystick is deflected. Set the incremental movement size. This procedure details how to specify the size of the incremental movement. Incremental movement sizes. Choose between small, medium or large increments. You can also define your own increment movement sizes. Action. 1. In the app menu, tap jogging. 2. Tap increment. And 0400009713. Tap the desired increment mode. See description in section incremental movement sizes on page 126. 4. Tap OK. Increment distance angular small 0.05 mm, 0.005 degree. Continues on next page. 5 jogging. 5.3.11. Incremental movement for precise positioning. 3 hack 16,590-1 revision. J127. Copyright sign copyright 2004 to 2007 AB. All rights reserved. Medium 1 mm 0.02 degree. Large 5 mm 0.2 degree user. Increment distance angular. Continued 5 jogging 5.3.12. How to read the exact position. 128 3 hack 16,590-1 revision. J. Copyright sign copyright 2004 to 2007 AB. All rights reserved. 5.3.12. How to read the exact position.